Hello, welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World, and we got a full house here tonight as we break down the conference championship matchups. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point Huffman. Right there is the CEO, Israel Rivera, my co-host, Mr. TJ Hopkins, and from the Daily Blitz.blog, Mr. Christian Simpson. On today's episode of Prime, breaking down the conference championships. I know there's breaking news in the NBA. We will get to that tomorrow. You don't want to miss that content. For that reason, please like, share, and subscribe. But today, we're talking about the NFL. We're talking about the conference championships. And gentlemen, how you all doing this evening?
You got some energy on you.
Man, I went to the Y, man. I just played some fantastic basketball. Like, I'm just feeling really good.
So what you had? 7, 6, and 5?
Oh no, it's in
Mr.
the Y.
Triple Single.
He only played a 15.
All right.
So, ones and twos. I hit 2 game-winning shots. I just feel good about myself, all right?
Okay.
Leave me alone, Christian.
Listen.
Christian,
Sticking with the basketball theme.
Man said 2 game-winning
shots.
Christian, he had 2, 3, and 2.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look, at least I said
Hey, yo, I would. Maybe not Izzy. Izzy would bust my ass. But the other two of you, the rest of you, I'd take you in basketball for sure.
No, you won't.
Look,
yes, I would. I would. 100%. 100%, man. No doubt.
He needs to hear that.
Anyways.
You know the pecking order, David. That's what I'm talking about, son.
Anyways, let's
act like I've never played ball with him before. Like, bro, don't do that.
I played with you. I don't know. But anyways, let's talk about conference championships. Let's not waste any more time talking about my pitiful basketball game. Swinging into the first matchup, we got the AFC on the card here. We got the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Gentlemen, how do you think this game shakes out? Obviously, Kansas City had to beat Buffalo in order to get where they are now. The Ravens took care of the Houston Texans to get where they are now. I'll look up their history in just a second, but how do you see this game? What do you think are the key components to this matchup?
David.
Oh, baby, let's go.
David, let's go.
Shameless. Come on, let's go.
All y'all. Come on, man. We almost at the end of the year. I don't ask much. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3.
Shameless plug number 1.
Nah, man.
Izzy ain't do it. I'm snitching. Izzy ain't do it. I'm watching it. I'm don't worry about me.
Yeah, listen. Looking at this matchup, I think this is a dream matchup. You got last year's MVP going up against the front runner for this year's MVP. I think the key.
Man, let's just give him the MVP now. Let's why wait?
Yeah, Look, I think the key component in this game, it's going to be Nick Bolton. I think he's going to be the X factor for the Kansas City Chiefs because you're going to have to spy Lamar Jackson. Houston didn't do that. Houston did it for a little bit, then they got away from it, and then they just let Lamar cook, right? But look, I love what this Kansas City defense has done all year long. George Karlaftis, Nick Bolton, Mike Dana, L'Jarius Sneed's become a bona fide number 1, and it took him some years to get to this point. Chris Jones, of course, and then Baltimore, you look at them on the other side. This is a downhill physical football team. They want to ugly games up, and they want to put you away early on, but it's going to be a challenge for them. I'll preview this one on Thursday. Be on the lookout.
That's going to be on the Daily Blitz.blog. Quick history between these two franchises. Last time these two teams locked horns was in 2021. The Ravens escaped with the 1-point victory in that game, 36-35. The 4 matchups before that, the Kansas City Chiefs won all 4 of those matchups against the Baltimore Ravens. And the last time these two teams played in the playoffs was in 2011. Do you guys know who won that game in 2011, if you had to guess?
Baltimore did. I remember Baltimore winning that game, and they won it by double digits. It was like 27.
It was a straight beatdown. Baltimore beat this. This is in the wild card, not in the AFC Championship game. Baltimore won the game 30-7. I imagine Alex Smith was probably still the quarterback of the Kansas City. I don't know. I have no idea. Actually,
listen, this was young Joe Flacco. Ray Lewis kind of on the way out. Ed Reed was getting older. This is when Ray and Ed really passed those keys to Terrell Suggs, and they said, "Look,
What
you
year
gotta
was
lead
that
us now."
again?
2011. I can actually look up the box score. So hold on. I have it right in front of me. So the quarterbacks for the quarterback Matt. Oh my God! So Matt Castle.
That's what I
was
was
the
gonna say. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that has to be Matt Castle. I'm like,
Matt Castle threw 3 picks in this game. He was 9 of 18. Jamal Charles was the running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Ray Rice and Willis McGahee, two-headed monster for the Kansas City Chiefs, for the Baltimore Ravens in this game. Dexter McCluster was the lead receiver for the
there's
Chiefs.
a name.
Right.
There's a name.
I ain't heard that in a long time.
There's a name.
And if you had to guess the leading receiver for the Ravens in that game, who would you guess it'd be in 2011?
2011.
Anquan Bolden.
No, he was second.
Derek
Torrey
Mason.
Smith.
Todd Heap, actually, though.
Todd
Do it all tight end for the Baltimore Ravens. Anyways, I'm swinging that all back to say the season series all time is 7-5 Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go Baltimore. I think that they're the better football team from top to bottom. I also am being a little bit biased because I have no interest in watching Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. It will be insufferable to watch that game with her in the. I can't stand it. I'm tired of
Come
it.
on, you don't like the Swifties? Come on, man.
It's not that. It's not even that. I don't necessarily. I don't mind that she's at the game. I don't mind that she's dating somebody on the Chiefs. I don't need to see her every. I don't need to see her every 10 seconds. I understand that she's there. I get it. I'm aware. She's not going anywhere. She's not. Unless she pulls out a gun and shoots somebody, I don't care what she's doing during the game. Straight up. But I do think Baltimore is the better football team. I will take the Ravens to win this game. Give me Baltimore in a very close one.
Tom Brady was married to one of the most high-profile fashion models the world has ever seen. They didn't show Giselle. They didn't show Giselle this way, bro. It's mad annoying.
The dude on the Packers is dating Simone
Biles.
She's one of the top tier athletes.
I would say Taylor Swift is somewhat more,
Yeah,
she just came off the tour this summer. She's hot right now, bro.
There's no argument there.
You would say she's more famous and more in the limelight than
I'm not disagreeing with that. I just don't need to see it while I watch football. And if they want to show her when he scores a touchdown, fine. I'm cool with it. It doesn't bother me. But every time he makes a catch,
guys,
get it out of here.
Tapes.
I don't need it. Give me the Ravens.
I'm fired up.
Today.
Page of the news.
I'm fired up today, man. Give me the Ravens.
When you got FanDuel tweeting out if the Chiefs win, should Taylor Swift get a ring? That's when you know it's fucking ridiculous. Even if they're joking, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But in all seriousness, I just don't understand why teams when you face a quarterback like Lamar. I'm just using him because he's the focal point. When you face a mobile quarterback, I understand teams having a spy. They designate that one guy who's hey, your job is to make sure he don't leave the pocket. Why don't teams usually have 2 guys do that? It's all right, Nick. So Christian brought up Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton's job this weekend is probably going to be, hey, Lamar cannot escape. Keep him inside the pocket. It's yours. Why don't the Chiefs be all right, Nick Bolton, it's on you. And I don't know, come out with a formation that instead of a second linebacker that drops a safety into that box, where it's hey, you two, do not let him escape the pocket. Instead of just putting that on one dude, that's to me, that's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot to ask to contain a guy like Lamar Jackson.
I'd actually have 3 guys. I'll tell you,
I'm saying, man, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, the only person that I care about on their offense is Lamar Jackson. If they beat me because Lamar Jackson, Odell Beckham Jr. has the game of his life, I'm fine with it. If their running back Gus Edwards has the game of his life, I'm cool with that as well. Lamar Jackson's not beating me in any way of the imagination. He's just not.
Both these teams solid. Both these teams' defense solid against the run. Kansas City's defense already, their defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo. We already know he got the credentials already, baby.
He's the perfect. He's the perfect. No, he's the perfect guy that qualifies as you are a great coordinator. You are a terrible head coach.
I mean,
yes. I mean, and so when I say
he's got to be collecting Lombardis, right? I mean, he's got 5 now, right, as a coordinator. Like he's got
what 2? Doesn't he got 2 with the Giants?
Yeah, and he got 2 with Kansas City, I think.
Yeah, 2 with Kansas City, 2 with the Giants. I don't know who he's got another one with. But what I'll say is this, man. Like I said, I'd have 3 guys. I mean, I'd use my 2 defensive ends. If I'm telling my DNs, I'm saying, look, stay home, set the edge. Keep him. Don't let him get outside. I would have them just pretty much play containment defense, push the pocket with 2 of my defensive tackles in the middle, and like you said, have Nick Bolton spy him over the middle or spy him wherever he's gonna go. I think that should do the job. The Texans weren't doing that at all. They were just trying to get home. They were trying to be aggressive and get to him and what's his name? The head coach was a guy,
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans was blitzing a lot more than what he usually would normally blitz during the season. I mean, he blitzed like 60%, almost 70% of his snaps against the Baltimore Ravens.
While he was the coordinator, and for the rest of them, he was only blitzing like 12% of his, something like that, 22%. Like it was unreal.
It was unreal how much he was blitzing last week. So that's not going to work. So, I
mean, it did work for a half.
Yeah, until that one debilitating drive where Lamar Jackson just took off for 30-40 yards, and he just pretty much did it with his legs. I think this game's gonna be whoever's gonna blink first, right? Who's gonna make that first mistake? It's gonna be Lamar Jackson. It's gonna be Patrick Mahomes versus this defense. I don't want to say Lamar Jackson's going to make the mistake. Going against the all-world defense, this defense is just so good. I want to say that with the lack of wide receiver depth that the Chiefs have, they're going to lock in on Travis Kelce. They're going to keep everything in front of them. They rarely give up red zone touchdowns. They're great against the run. So I mean, trying to run Isaiah Pacheco, if you can try and run Isaiah Pacheco, good luck trying to. I know this team gives up a little bit under 100 yards a game. Was it 89 yards a contest when it comes to running backs in the running game? So gonna be a close game, but I hate to do it. But just like TJ used to say, man, with Tom Brady, I ain't betting against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not doing it. I know I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. I just keep recanting. I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They get to another Super Bowl this year. They got the Chiefs winning.
TJ.
Oh man, I gotta go with the Ravens. I think that the Chiefs, first off, that game against Buffalo, you couldn't have asked them to play more perfectly than what they did. Like we saw the usual suspects not be the usual suspects. MVS called a pass that we've seen him drop time and time again. The 2 tackles were penalty free, right? Penalty free. So that's the big one. They had 2 penalties maybe the whole game against Buffalo. So they were mistake free and they didn't turn the ball over. I think with the defense they're facing in Baltimore, Kyle Hamilton is he gonna be the one. He gonna be tasked with covering Travis Kelce. It's a big ask for a rookie, even if this rookie did get named I think he all pro.
And Kyle Hamilton is in his 2nd season. He is not a rookie.
Second season.
He got hurt.
Damn near is a rookie though.
Might as well. Yeah.
But that's a tall task for a 2nd-year pro, even if he did get named all pro, right? I'm picking the Ravens. I just think that Lamar makes a play. I'm not saying Pat Mahomes ain't gonna make the play because we've seen Pat Mahomes make the play. I just think Lamar is gonna make a play that gets them over the hump. And I think Justin Tucker is the one that sends the Ravens back to the Super Bowl at the crib. It's gonna be like a
Tuck.
Quick injury update for both these two teams. So Joe Tooney and Willie Gay for the Kansas City Chiefs, both questionable going into practice so far this week. And then Marlon Humphrey on the Baltimore Ravens side. He's really important that they get him back on the Ravens side. He was pretty close to playing last week, so he's questionable currently. So we'll see as the week plays out. If he ends up making it on the football field. Swinging from there, let's swing into the NFC, and we got the Detroit Lions taking on those San Francisco 49ers. Both these teams at 12-5. Obviously, Detroit dispatched of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a thrilling game, and the San Francisco 49ers beat the Green Bay Packers in a thrilling game to get to this game. The last time these two teams locked horns was in 2021. San Francisco hung up 41 points and won the game by 8, 41-33. Last time these two teams played in a playoff game was in 1983. Do you know who won that game?
No.
Come on. Anybody got a guess?
I say San Francisco.
San Francisco did win this week. 83.
Yes.
This is probably Joe Montana and Jerry Rice and them. I mean, come on, man.
No, it's
yeah,
not Jerry.
they won the game by 1 point, 24-23 over the Detroit Lions into the divisional round. But how do you see this shaking out in 2024?
Look, I need y'all again.
Let's
y'all
go.
Already know. Izzy, I'm watching you.
You know what? You didn't give me the first time. I'm watching basketball while we're doing this podcast. Okay?
One.
All right,
two,
so, all right, we got one.
Three, two.
Shameless plug number 2, baby. Here we go. Let's go.
All right, I'll count that.
Got
one.
it from
I
me.
got it.
Here we go.
No, look at. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to think what the Detroit Lions were. I remember when this team went 0-16, and Dan Campbell was the head coach, was a player on that team in 2008, and they kind of just climbed the ladder over these years, then building with that draft capital, and that's why they're here. I mean, I think it's time to give Brad Holmes his flowers because he's not getting enough love as a general manager. But Jared Goff is the perfect complementary asset to this offense. He spreads the ball around. He doesn't force it. And the Lions want to run the football. I mean, there's no shame about it, and they don't hesitate on it. They say, look, we're going to get downhill, and we're going to run this ball, as David on point says, down your throat until you can stop it. As far as San Francisco, listen, TJ and I were talking about this. Brock Purdy grew up on Saturday. No Deebo Samuel. Everyone's calling him out. Okay, you got to do this without one of your key weapons. And he does it. I mean, what more do you need from this kid to prove? I mean, TJ, please don't take offense to this when I say this, but if a certain fan base had Brock Purdy quarterbacking them, they would not be running them out. I'm just saying. I'm just being real. I mean, what does he have to do? Does he have to, come in the locker room dressed as the Easter Bunny?
No. This is what it is. This is what it is, right? He has. Let's be honest. He has a stacked deck. He has a good head coach. He has all pros in multiple positions. Mm-hmm. He has an all pro receiver. He has an all pro running back. He has an all pro left tackle. And the rest of the offensive line, they ain't bums either, right? And on defense, it's everywhere you look, it's either all pro this or Pro Bowl that. Other fans of opposing teams don't like that this one guy has all of this and he's labeled elite. And they're like,
look, this ain't Burger King. Can't always have it your way. I'm just saying. Izzy, I saw that reaction. He's like, he needs to stop.
Man, look, man.
No, that's what it is.
You know what? Last week, I'm gonna give the accuracy issues in the first 3 quarters because that's what it was.
To the weather.
I'm gonna give it that. And then he had the one good drive where he made he made two like freaking amazing throws. The one throw in anticipate, I think it was three. He had the one throw, two throws, I think, to Jennings. The one over the middle to Jennings with anticipation. Then he had that one pinpoint accuracy throw to where only Brandon Ayuk could catch it. And Brandon Ayuk wasn't an all, freaking top 15 receiver in the league. I don't think anybody else catches that football. So, he did have some growing up to do, especially on that drive. But, as a lot of other guys are saying, and as, and I don't like to say this, but it is against, a Green Bay Packers defense that was kind of reeling a little bit after they missed that field goal kick from Daniel.
Oh, no, you didn't.
We got the wrong Carlson. We got the wrong Carlson.
No,
Okay, Anders Carlson.
No,
okay. Anyways, so yeah, they were reeling a little bit, so the momentum was off. I'm sorry, damn it. Okay, okay. It's still hurting.
Here we go.
I'm going to my thoughts on this game, guys. Aaron Jones had over 100 yards in this game.
He did.
Right? You got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
You got two
in the backfield
yes,
against the Niners. What the Niners are going to have to do, they're going to have to go back to the tape on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving against the Packers or whoever that got pressure on them, and they got to say, "Hey, Chase Young, Nick Bosa, if you could get pressure on Jared Goff, he gonna give you a couple. He's gonna give you a couple, and he's gonna turn the ball over." And that's something that I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were doing. They didn't do last week. They weren't really there. He was comfortable, mighty comfortable in the pocket there. So if the San Francisco 49ers can make him very uncomfortable, get him off his spots, rush his throws, he's going to give you a couple. I like the 49ers' chances in this game. But I think the blueprint is, and I think what the Lions can do, they can control time of possession with that running game with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. And, hey, look, Charvarius Ward and all those guys, they're going to have a tough time. They're going to have a tough time trying to guard Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. Because Amon-Ra St. Brown, it doesn't matter what cornerback is on Amon-Ra St. Brown. He just always seems to get open.
I think the Detroit Lions are going to have an even worse time defending
trying to guard their guys.
Yeah, like Cameron Sutton, who was a big time free agent that they signed, he started to like a turnstile. Everybody's just cooking him. Brian Branch is a good rookie, but yeah, he's a rookie. I think he's worn down a little bit here. Kindle Vildor was a cast off from the Bears. He hasn't been good at all this season. I don't know why he's still on this team.
Now look,
but also important injuries to kind of keep in mind here. Alex Anzalone got injured in that game. He's questionable. James Houston is questionable. Jonah Jackson's doubtful, probably won't play. Frank Ragnow got hurt towards
the toe and that knee.
Yeah, got injured towards the end of that Tampa Bay game, so he's questionable.
He's been injured all week. He was injured for like a couple weeks though.
And so Deebo Samuel also questionable play in this game. I imagine shoulder injury. He avoided fracturing it, so I imagine he's going to give it a go.
No, this is what they're going to do to Deebo.
Guys, if it's a track meet though, if it's a track meet type of game, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like Detroit has been in some track meets. You know what I mean? Like they've been in some track meets this season. That bodes well for Detroit if it's a track meet type of game.
No, it doesn't.
I believe it does.
San Francisco is the second highest scoring offense in the NFL. The Detroit Lions are third.
No, it doesn't, because it sounds good like that, but like if it comes down to say it's 28-24, right? Detroit has the lead. Do you trust that defense to get a stop in a track meet? I don't.
No. I could trust Aiden Hutchinson to maybe get some.
That's one dude. That's one dude.
Have you seen the front seven of the San Francisco? Sam Laporta.
Who's the other end for Detroit? That's pretty solid.
James Houston hasn't played much this season. He hasn't played much this season, if you're not aware. So. With all of that being said, I'm going with the upset.
I'm not going with the Niners.
I'm taking the Detroit Lions. I think
I'm taking the Lions too, baby.
I think there's something special about this Detroit Lion team. I think there's something special. I think this fan base will travel. I think they'll take over Levi Stadium. Detroit.
No, you are
Detroit. Detroit wins this game in a thrilling
basketball.
No, nobody wants to talk about Detroit basketball. They may break the record of the worst season ever. While that's happening, Detroit's going to the Super Bowl. I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth affair. I think Detroit does just enough to win the game. Give me the Lions.
Give me the Niners. Give me the Niners. I know it's a chalk pick. I know Detroit fans probably hate me right now. Detroit, it's a great story. It's a great story. It really is. It really is. I am going to feel so bad when it ends. I really am. But that being like, let me preface this by saying, would I be surprised if y'all won? No. With the way the Niners played defense on this past weekend, absolutely not. This is what they're going to do with Deebo Samuel. Hey, Deebo, we finna shoot that shoulder up with all the medicine in the world.
Cortisone up the wazoo.
And you are not practicing all week. You are doing the bare minimum. You're going to do your little reps. You're going to do your reps. You're going to run your routes to stay loose. And then come game day, hey, it's time to go. It's time to go. We finna ball. We finna do this. You probably won't. They probably just want put as much on his plate as a normal circumstance would indicate. You also got to keep in mind, if you're the Niners, you got to look at it like this. Hey, we've been there before. They're new. There ain't no Lions over there. Those are Cubs. This is a brand new world. Niner gang gonna be loud. So we got to come out early.
This is their first game on the road for the Detroit Lions in this playoff series. So
not just forget that, David. Forget that. This is like conference championship. Like other than Jared Goff, has anyone on that team?
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
2 people out of 53.
Josh Reynolds also was on that team, that Rams team that went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Man, you be respectful.
I ain't worried about
that. But the rest of the team, not seeing a lot of people who've been there.
Fine. I'll be respectful. 3 players out of 53. 3 players out of 53 have been to a conference championship.
They have Emmanuel Mosley, who's on IR.
We could have said the same thing about the
ain't playing
about the Philadelphia Eagles. That don't mean shit.
When?
I'm talking about. It doesn't mean nothing if they went to the Super Bowl. What? How many? 4 years ago? How many people were Kittle, Debo, with Trent Williams? Who else on that defense was on?
I mean, they went to the NFC Championship game last year.
And the before that.
And they got the brakes beaten off of them.
Come on, bro.
Brock Purdy gets injured in the first drive.
So what? They still got belt to ass.
And then their backup quarterback, their backup quarterback goes in and gets hurt immediately too.
They had no quarterbacks.
You know what that sounds like here,
man?
Man, you know what it sounds like? Packer fans with their Rolodex of excuses.
Y'all want a little cheese with that wine over there?
Yes, actually. And I know you don't have any wines.
Sound real haterish over there, bro. I'm just saying.
Izzy will never pick the 49ers to win anything ever again. I promise you that.
I never picked the 49ers to win anything since I was, 10, 8, 9.
Also, shout out to Sheree Rue. He ain't picking the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers to go to the Super Bowl. Like that
Christian,
opposite of both those picks, but
Christian know where I'm going with this reference. Hey, get that hatred out your heart, young fella. Jake Shuttlesworth.
Yeah, look, man, get that hatred out your heart, young man.
Get that hatred out your heart. Give me the Ravens. Give me the rematch. Give me the rematch.
I do feel like a young Jesus Shuttlesworth, right?
Give me the Ravens, Detroit Lions. Let's go. But yeah, thank you very much.
Rematch. Give me the Ravens. Give me the Niners. and I'm picking the same outcome. I'm picking the Ravens. Lamar getting his Lombardi.
Hey, let's not pick nothing. We get to that next week.
I'm picking it. Lamar gonna get his Lombardi, and he gonna shut up all the haters. Lamar win that Super Bowl. They can't say nothing.
Man, the Lions are winning this one for the Pistons. Like we're carrying you through this tough time.
Just fuck the city of Detroit. They're winning this for the Pistons, dog. Monty Williams,
Cade Cunningham, Jared Goff's got you.
And with that being said, guys, I'm sorry about my compadres here, but this has been the Prime on Prime Sports.
On a real serious note, yeah, I did. On a real serious note, they brought up something. I forgot where I heard it from, but like on a like just the city of Detroit in itself, right? Like when you think about it, just how bad, like not just how bad everything has been from the sports,
the Tigers,
right,
the city in general.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like the sports teams being bad, the city itself being bad from poor management, corrupt politicians, the whole nine. This is they needed this in the worst way. They needed this in the worst way. Like they have basically revitalized the downtown area, right? The Pistons used to play downtown. Then they moved to the Palace of Auburn Hills. Now they're back downtown. The Lions have always been where they are at Ford Field. Like they needed this.
Tigers are getting that new stadium, right? Isn't that big?
I have to read up on that. I haven't heard anything about that, but they haven't.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that.
I haven't heard anything. But all I gotta say is last time I was in Detroit 2 years ago, man, look, I don't even want. Man, it's like somebody dropped a bomb in the middle of Detroit.
Stephen,
I was downtown though. It started to look nice though. TJ, you got a point there.
Stephen A. Smith was it's like when you leave the downtown area, like the minute you get outside of the initial downtown area, it's like, yo, is this the same city? Like it's bad. They need this.
On that note, thank you very much. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow breaking down the Cream City shocker Adrian Griffin got fired from the Milwaukee Bucks here earlier this afternoon. We're gonna be here to break it down for you. That was crazy, man. Like I work with some Buck fans in my office, and they could not believe it. They were floored.
I don't even understand. Like I don't know what happened. Like unless it's an Ime Udoka situation going on. I was like,
I ain't no Ime Udoka situation, TJ. You know what the hell happened? You know what the hell happened? We'll talk about it tomorrow.
We'll break that decision down tomorrow on the crossover. That's going live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to want to keep an eye out for that content. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Tomorrow, David On Point Huppin, Israel Rivera, TJ Hopkins, and from the Daily Blitz blog, Christian Simpson. Gentlemen, what we do here at the Prime, my friends.
Detroit, baby. Let's go.
Here we go.
Baby, let's go.
We'll be back here tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.